So one of the most common questions that I get is how to create a hole in an object. So let's start by taking a look. Let's just use a cube just to start out. We want to just quickly take a look at how to create a hole within an object. And let's say that maybe after stretching this out a little bit, I want to create some sort of hole over on the side. Maybe I'm going to make a keychain or something like that. So in this case, I want my hole to actually be a circle, like a circular hole. But you can create whatever you want. So I'm going to start out by just taking my cylinder and dragging it somewhere else, trying to figure out what size I want my hole to actually be. And the most important thing here is making sure that your object that you're using to make the hole is larger, like taller than the object that you're putting the hole into. So I can drag my cylinder up. So now you can see if I look at it this way, it's much taller than this object here. And then I can just drag it over to where I want the hole to go. So let's say that I want my hole to just go right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm also going to, with this selected, take this cone and just push it down a little bit because I just want to make sure that it goes through on both sides. That way I can be sure that my hole is going to go through both sides. Now, if you only want it to go in a little bit, you don't have to push it all the way down. You might even want to just move it just a little. So now that I have this where I want, I'm going to change it to a hole, but that doesn't automatically create the hole. Now what I need to do is I need to group my objects together, and there's two ways to do this. The first way, you can see that my cylinder is already selected because it's highlighted in blue. So to select another object, if I hold down Shift and click on my rectangular prism, that's going to now select both objects, and then I can click on Group. The other way would be if I don't have a lot of objects on here, I can click somewhere on my work plane and just drag my mouse until it goes over both objects. And then you'll see that it selects both because it was touching both objects. And then I can just click on Group. And then once I do, you'll see that I now have a hole going through. Now, another popular thing that people want to try and do is just indent into an object. So if I change my work plane, which is another video that shows you how to do this, but I'm going to take my work plane and put it on top of this object so that any object I now drag out is going to go right on top of it. And let's say I maybe want to put a star on here. So I'm going to change the star to become the shape or the size that I want it to. Just like this. And now I want this to be a hole that goes into the shape just a little bit. So I'm going to change it to a hole. And now what I want to do, again, take my cone. This changes things, lets me bring them up or down. So since my work plane is right on top of the shape right now, anything that's negative means that it's going to be below my work plane, so it's going to go into my shape a little bit. I don't want to push it too deep. I definitely don't want this to go all the way through. I just want it to be an indentation. And then, again, I'm going to go through the same process. Just hold down Shift and click, or click and drag so they're both selected. Click on Group, and now you can see here that I end up with an indentation of a star.